What's up guys, this is FryGOzi and welcome to another video. In today's video, I'm going to show you a design for a sugarcane farm that I believe I overcomplicated in my mind, when it could have been so easy. If you would like to see more content like this, please let me know down in the comments section, and smack that like button. Well, that's enough for me. Let's get right into it. I began this build as most do, gathering resources. I went deep into the mine to find a few things: redstone, iron, and of course any diamonds that I could find. The design that I am building only requires one hopper and a bunch of observer blocks. After gathering what I deemed necessary, I began to build a long tunnel to know how far of a building space that I had. This was not only for the hopper that I was using at the moment, but also for future projects that we'll be doing. When I was satisfied with the length of tunnel, I began to carve out the room that I would have this apparatus in. After the room was carved out, I wanted to ensure that the room would also match the physique of the rest of the house, so I grabbed a bunch of wood to put down for flooring. After doing all that work, I deemed the room too small and unsatisfactory to my project, so I had to dig out a little bit further. While mining this section, I began to wonder what projects I would be doing next, and what other ways I could have my life to be much more easy for future videos. Once the room was furnished to my liking, I began to actually work on phase 2 of the project, the actual farm itself. However, with every step forward, I found another stumbling block, because the design that was in my mind was not enough to suffice the hunger that I felt within. The current functionalities of this would require me to stoop down to actually pick up the chest, so I decided to make the sugarcane 2 blocks higher than the original plan entailed. Okay, so I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, I need 12. Finally, phase 2 of the project was finished, but now we needed to work on the actual electronic components that would allow for locomotion of the pistons at hand. However, because of the lack of sticky pistons, the current design was inadequate to actually fulfill my desires, so I had to dig out more of the roof and re-put the observers in an overhead space. But just as Einstein had to recreate the light bulb multiple times to make it work, I had to recreate my design for it to work. Once the first prototype was finished, I decided to do a test and realized that it failed, so I had to go back to redesigning the whole infrastructure of the overhead area. Again and again, success was hidden from me, and it took much a try and much skill to figure out what in the world was going on. That is, until I had a realization. After making my adjustments, I decided to do one final test. Eureka! The design was successful, and I went on to actually create the conveyor mechanism that would allow for the sugarcane to be put into a chest that would be perfectly placed without any frustration. Of course, the current design had its flaws, but that was nothing for the mind of one FryGOzi, so we kept on trucking and working at it. He finally came up with a solution. Why not use 2 hoppers to be able to put glass over where the water was coming out? Finally, the design was finished. Although it was not the most pleasant to the eye, it did have its merit in being able to slowly collect more and more sugarcane. Once the project was finished, as most genius minds do, I decided that I needed to make 2 more inventions of my own. One to take the overflowing seed that we had from our wheat farm, and the other to ease our ability to be able to smelt items. Once I was finished inventing, I decided to do a few chores around the village, including building a few buildings to grow the village, go fishing to ease the mind after a long day of stressful work, and to participate in the daily commerce of each of the villagers' trades. But while I was trading, I found something interesting. It's my mason. I need to start naming these guys. After trading for a little bit, the town cartographer told me that he had something interesting he wanted to show me. 9 compasses. Or 9.
1, 2, 3.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed, please be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to see the video before this one, please click the video on the left. And if you'd like to see a video that YouTube recommends for you, please click the video on the right. And I hope you have a great rest of your day.